This audio reading is taken from the book The Bible and the Newspaper by Charles Spurgeon. Our selected reading is entitled Want of Stamina. Ye did run well, who did hinder you? Galatians 5:7. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Proverbs 4:10. Out of the lion Samson took an abundance of honey, and we also may learn something from an evil business. The Daily News, June 21st, in an article upon horse racing, says, "It is in regard to stamina that the French racehorses distinguish themselves the most. While the English thoroughbreds can nearly always hold their own against the French over short courses, they are year by year less able to maintain their former supremacy over long distances. And this is exactly the point where many men fail in the race of life. There is no stay in them. They make a rush of it at the first, but they cannot maintain the pace or persevere to the end, and all because they lack stamina. Hence the great importance of maintaining the inward strength. He who would run well must first have the strength to run with. Vital godliness is the chief consideration, because out of it must come all practical godliness. It is clear that nothing can come out of a man which is not in him. If therefore grace be at a low ebb, his life will be shallow. But if the life of God in his soul be deep and vigorous, his action will be correspondingly forcible and energetic. Stimulants are of doubtful value at best, but in religion stimulants have too often been resorted to, and spiritual intoxication has been mistaken for heavenly strength. Attempts have been made at making men strong by setting them strong men's work, but common sense tells us that you cannot turn a dwarf into a giant by dropping him into the big man's boot. What is needed to render men capable of great deeds is a great nature. The heart must be full, or the streams of life will be shallow. The matter of stamina is too often overlooked, but we are obliged to observe it when we come to the actual work of the Christian life and to the long stretch of it which opens up before us as life is lengthened. We must have stamina, or we shall be poor workers. No man would think of going to Brompton Hospital, selecting a company of consumptives who could scarcely walk across the room, and sending them forth to excavate a tunnel, or to heap up an embankment. These pining patients have no stamina, and therefore they must be excused from the sterner toils of life, for they cannot rightly discharge them. If they are driven to engage in heavy labour, they will disappoint their employers. A contractor selects fine, robust sons of toil, with broad chests and brawny arms, and giving them the mattock and spade and barrow, he sees the mountains fly before them, and the valleys quickly disappear. While so many Christians are weak and sickly among us, it is but little wonder that the Lord's cause is hindered. The pining sickness is upon many, and they can do nothing. Worse still, the lean kine eat up the fat kine, and so the strength of the church is devoured. When we shall ourselves and all our fellow Christians become strong in the Lord and in the power of his might, then we shall do marvels by the aid of his divine Spirit. But till then, the work of the Lord will languish. Continuance in holy service is the test of spiritual energy. Many run well for a time, and it is not the pace which kills them, but the length of the course draws upon their slender store of energy. And by they drop from the front, and are found far back in the rear, utterly beaten. Well did the Saviour say to his disciples, "He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." Nothing but the unfailing power of God himself can enable the believer to keep up the pace from the beginning to the end of his Christian life. Happy is he who is enabled to do this, yea, blessed is he who shall at the last be able to exclaim with Paul, "I have finished my course, I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord the righteous judge shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. To obtain stamina, we must be more real and intense to begin with. We must resort more continually to the source of strength. We must feed more eagerly upon the soul-sustaining word, and we must be much more abundant in prayer. No time will be lost which shall be spent in obtaining more inward power. Tarrying at Jerusalem till the Spirit is given is no loss of time but true diligence. It will be the most economical thing in the long run if we sit with Mary at the Master's feet a while, even though Martha should be pressingly urging us to help her at the table. We must see to the condition of our souls. If the fire burns low, the engine will lose its propelling power. If the secret fountain dries, the stream will dwindle. If spiritual stamina declines, the evil result will be seen somewhere or other, and specially in the want of power to hold on and hold out to the end. This concludes our reading. Thank you for listening.